if we take the vast majority of research that has been done on the concept of rehabilitation, right? What you've got is decades of research that is focused on white populations, often white working class populations, that have committed high frequency, low serious offences, who are often in fragmented living contexts in the outside world, often who have substance misuse problems, who then enter into the criminal justice system, go through some sort of rehabilitation, go through cognitive behavioural programs, whatever it happens to be. But what that research has done is taken that kind of offending profile and has turned it into an idealised type. Okay? And from that idealised type, you get concepts of risk, concepts of needs, and then concepts of rehabilitation that emerge out of that. But all of that, each of those levels, are based upon white populations. That then ideal of not only who the offending is that you end up in the criminal justice system, but what rehabilitation looks like, is then imposed on everyone, okay? Regardless of who they are, what they look like, what their backgrounds are, etc., etc. So it's operating at that level, at one level. But what we find on top of that is that some of the kind of, so if you read Paul Gilroy wrote a paper in the 1980s that was called The Myths of Black Criminality. And what he highlighted in that paper was that there are a certain number of kind of colonial constructions of blackness that are now in the UK imposed upon people who come into the criminal justice system who are black or racialized. Okay? So these kind of old colonial stereotypes then get imposed upon people in the here and now. But what happens is that those ideas begin to shape the way that risk is understood. So not only have you got this kind of idealized type of risk in the first instance, but when that is being interpreted in the here and now, it's often shaped by kind of quite racialized and colonial concepts of the other. So what we get is this meshing of these two types of idealized kind of and problematic ideas that are then being imposed on an individual as an attempt, because this is what disciplinary institutions do, right? It doesn't matter whether it's sticking a child on a naughty step or sticking them in a prison. Those kind of disciplinary processes are trying to correct not only the behavior, but what you're trying to do is get that individual to conform to what you perceive as the norm.